How you doing? I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Today I just wanted to talk about ambition and to change something big in your life, to make big changes in your life, right? To quit alcohol, right? To stop smoking, to get a great body, to internal or external or both, to get an education, to use that education to get a great career, to build a great career, to build a business. No matter what you want to do that's worthwhile in this life, you've got to have ambition, right? You know, if you're wondering what to do next, if you're wondering how to get through this, how to get through the fear, how to push past your discomfort zone, push into your discomfort zone and out of your comfort zone, then you really need to have ambition, right? You've got to basically get up off your arse, stop twiddling your thumbs, and get out there and grab life by the bollocks, right? If you do that, and if you take action, you think about what you're doing first, take action on what you're thinking about, you push yourself outside of that comfort zone, and you push yourself into action, then success will bring success. Success will breed success. One success builds on another success, and it all adds together into something which builds a quality life, right? Quality life. You know, if you want to build muscles, right, you have to do it bit by bit, right? And each time you successfully bench press, I don't know, I don't do this, so if every time you bench press 20 kilos, say, is that light? 20 kilos is probably light, but every time you bench press 20 kilos, and then you can add 5 kilos onto it, and then you add another 5, and eventually you're up to 100 kilos, and you're able to bench press 100 kilos. Well, your body is changing in order to adapt itself to push that weight, right? To give that weight its push, to push the weight every day. So you start out at the 20 kilos and you've got the body of the chest and the arms of a guy or the woman that can push 20 kilos, that can bench press 20 kilos. By the time you get to 100 kilos, you've got the body and the shoulders and the arms of a person who can push 100 kilos. That's just it. When you create a business for yourself, in the beginning you've got a business which has got nothing. It has not got the ability to create any money, right? To generate any income, right? You keep pushing and pushing and pushing yourself outside your comfort zone, pushing with your skills, learning new things, trying new tactics. Eventually you've got a business that can make $1, right? Then you've got a business that can make $10, then $100, and then you've got a business that can make $1,000. And then you've got a business that you can float on the stock exchange and it can make $1 billion. That's how all these businesses started out. You know, Apple started out in a garden shed. So did Amazon. You know, all these businesses started out in very humble beginnings, but they had a person behind them who not only had a great idea, but was willing to take that idea and push and push and push themselves until they found what they were looking for, right? I mean, look at Amazon now, it's just a phenomenon. You know, it's just so widespread. I mean, you can go onto Amazon now. It started out as a place that you buy books. Now you can virtually go there and buy anything that you want, you know, within limits. You know, at the end of the day, this is for, you know, I obviously got to focus on alcohol, right? And how quitting drinking alcohol, how you can build on successes after success in terms of building a life after alcohol, right? And this is exactly the position that I was in, say, 4 years ago, was before 4 years ago, 5 years ago, you know, for 30 odd years in my life. No matter what I tried in my life, you know, some things succeeded, other things failed, as is normal in any life that you're gonna go through, any experiences that you're gonna go through in this life. But the more alcohol sort of took over in my life, the more I allowed the behavior of drinking alcohol to sort of move everything else outwards. whenever I tried to do things, it was one step forward, two steps back, one step forward, two steps back. And, you know, my life wasn't going where I wanted it to go. And alcohol was definitely hampering any progress that I wanted to make. This is what happens in most people's lives. It's not the alcohol that does anything, it's the behavior. It's you actually drinking the alcohol. You know, you think about the alcohol, you've got the time thinking about the alcohol, you've got the actual time that you're drinking alcohol and the money that you're spending on it, the time that you're spending on it. And you've got the actual consequences of that, right? So, you know, you've got the hangover the next day. You've got the hangover which probably spreads into 3 or 4 days, you know, the brain fog which spreads into 3 or 4 days. The consequences of the physical consequences last a lot longer than the actual feeling that you get, this hangover feeling. You've got the consequences that you've spent all this money on it and you haven't got that to spend on something else. You've spent the time on it, you haven't got that time to spend on other things in your life. So, you know, we're finite, we've got a finite amount of all these resources in our lives, and it's your choice where you want to spend them. And it's the behavior of drinking alcohol which causes all of this. Not the alcohol, as I said, it could be anything. You know, it could be anything in your life that does this to you. You know, another area of this, what I'm talking about ambition, is that you have to be forward facing. You've got to look forward into your life. You've got to, a lot of people go into a period of mourning after they've stopped drinking. You know, they mourn this loss like they've lost a good friend or a family member. That's bullshit. Don't fucking mourn this, you know. This is an evil fucking thing that has been in your life for so long, you know, this behavior. You shouldn't mourn that. You should rejoice in the fact that it's gone, that you never have to deal with this thing again, you know. That's what I'm talking about ambition. Another part of ambition is to look forward at the possibilities that now await you because you've stopped this destructive behavior, right? Look forward to the things that are happening, that can happen in your life, that the possibilities of, you know, because you're able to respond in a completely different way, you know. You know, another aspect of this is that, you know, many people start out this journey with a lot of motivation and determination, and the motivation and determination is based around the fact that they are looking forward into their lives, right? They're looking forward to what's going to happen, but they don't do anything about it, right? They just expect that quitting drinking is going to be the magic bullet. But you know, this is not just about the drink. It's not about the drink. It's about the behavior, right? The behavior. And you can replace the alcohol with something else and still carry on with the behavior. You've got to change that behavior. You've got to change the mindset that you can find anything in instant gratification. You know, anything of value. You only get short-term value, and then there's always going to be a consequence to that short-term value, right? You know, if you spend your time now in short-term instant gratification, right, then the instant gratification is gone instantly, right? You've swigged it, you've had your drunken feeling, and now you're going through the consequences. You've eaten the cake, you've got the sweet taste, and once it's gone down into you, the sweet taste is gone, right? All you've got now is the fat on your hips, or the fat on your ass, or, you know, whatever the fat surrounding your heart or your liver. You know, these are the things that are going to only bring you detrimental results in the long term. Whereas if you spend, you know, you can get instant gratification in healthy ways, right? And if you spend a lot of your time trying to find long-term, looking into the long term and finding solutions for yourself in the long term, then you're going to get a lot more benefit out of it, right? Does that make sense? I hope it does, because, you know, that's how any good quality lives are built, is no matter what age you are, you're not too old to start this, right? And finally, you know, where do you find that ambition from? A lot of people find it very difficult to find that big reason to pull them forwards and not drag them backwards to alcohol. And, you know, to be honest with you, I don't know, right? I can't tell you that. I can only tell you where I found my ambition from, my motivation and my determination never to drink again. And that was from my son, right? And, you know, trying to be the best role model I could be for him. And that one core motivation just radiates out to everything else in my life, because if I want to try and be the best role model I can for him. That means I want to be the healthiest person I can be. I can prove to him that I can be healthy. I want to be the most successful person in business that I can be, right? So I try and build a good business. I want to try and show him that, you know, getting out into the open and not sitting on my ass watching TV all the time is a better thing to be doing for a healthy life. I want to show him that happiness comes from the inside, right? From finding things inside of yourself, not on things outside of yourself. You're never going to find happiness with things because there's always something else, you know, all those kind of things. You know, if your determination and your motivation is based around just quitting alcohol and the hope that something is going to get better on that magic pill of quitting drinking alcohol, then, you know, it's this type of motivation or this type of determination is a finite source, right? It's going to run out, right? You know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks down the road, 4 weeks down the road, because you're not actually doing something to pull yourself forwards. You've all the time got this elastic band pulling you backwards, right? So you have to put your body where your mouth is, right? You have to go out there and take action. You have to try and change things in your life for the better, you know? You have to have a goal to aim towards at the end of the day. And, you know, I'm not talking about a goal that this is the end result, this is where you reach and that's the whole point of doing this. That's not the whole point of doing this at all. The whole point of doing it is the journey, right? The journey is the dynamic part of it. This is the thing that's going to bring you the happiness. The end goal, whether you reach that end goal or not, is irrelevant, right? Because, you know, the end goal is nice to reach, and if you get there, fair enough, and you can move yourself forward to another end goal, right, and move towards that. But it's the changes that you make in your life while you're heading for that end goal. That's where the beauty is. That's where all the happiness lies. That's where the fulfillment lies. That's where the pull forward lies, right? This thing is moving you forwards like a freight train. There's no stopping you, you know? You're not going to move backwards, right? You can't go backwards, right? Because it takes that long to fucking slow you down and to turn you around that, you know, it's impossible to go backwards. And that's the type of motivation, that's the type of determination that I'm talking about here. You know, you've got to have that kind of ambition in your life. You've got to have that ambition that is going to pull you forwards and is going to bring you so much pleasure on the way. You know, I want to live a long quality life. That is my ambition, right? So does that mean that my end goal is to die at 120 or whatever it is, right? So I get to that end goal and it's 120 and then I'm dead, right? So what's the fucking point in that? The whole point is that I enjoy the life in between now when I'm 50 and then when I'm 120, and that's living the life, you know? So I really hope that made some sense to you, you know? It's a bit of a rambly video, but sometimes, you know, they're the best ones, and I hope this one was a good one for you. I'm definitely going to continue on my walk now. It's, as you can see, I'm wearing a hoodie today, and there's a breeze that had cut the ears off me, you know, and, anyway, until next time, have a great week, have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow, if you're watching these on a daily basis. Stay safe. Keep the alcohol out of your mouth. Keep the motivation and the ambition in your mind and push yourself towards something better. You know, always, always, always onwards and upwards. Take care of yourself.